So, Christmas is just around the corner. It's the season for parties, friends, family, and fellowship. Celebrating together over significant events, right? With food, fellowship, all kinds of celebration. It's actually part of a great biblical tradition. From the Old Testament all the way to the New, you see many occasions of people coming together for festivals and feasts in the Bible. Jesus himself would use meals to connect with the lost, the down and the out, and the poor. But as we have been discovering through this series, Jesus' approach to hospitality and his motivation for hospitality is actually very different from what we would just normally do when we're having a party. In fact, you can see that Jesus himself takes almost the opposite approach of what today's culture would have us do. Did you know that the English Oxford Dictionary defines hospitality as the friendly and generous reception and entertainment of guests, visitors, or strangers, relating to or denoting the business of entertaining clients, conference delegates, or other official visitors. That's kind of how we use the word hospitality in everyday language. There's a concept of entertainment and enjoyment that is embedded in there. And while that's an important part of hospitality, Jesus makes it very, very clear that the kind of hospitality he has in mind focuses on blessing others. Look at what he says about what our effect should be on the world. Jesus says in Matthew 5:14-16, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." We've all been blessed in this way.
When we first moved into our new home in Doncaster East in December 2020, for the first few weeks living in our new home, it was actually very inconvenient because it was still under renovation. We did not have a full kitchen. Aunt Melinda and Uncle Michael invited us to their home for dinner. It has really helped us, and it has made us feel very blessed and loved. It has taught us a lesson that we should live our kindness and compassion, that our actions are more powerful than our words. So when some of our home group members contract COVID-19, we cook porridge for them and show them the kindness and the love, like how Auntie Melinda and Uncle Michael have shown us.
I just wanted to share with you about a time when I was living in Singapore and I had Indonesian neighbours. I'd hear them playing mahjong through the walls. And one day when I was heading to work, I felt the prompting of the Spirit to actually invite them to come and stay. And I'm thinking about why they've got their own house. So I just plucked up the courage, literally, and knocked on the door and asked them if they needed some extra room to stay. I was staying by myself at that time. And they went, "Oh, yes, please." You know, one of their relatives was in Singapore General Hospital undergoing cancer treatment, and they couldn't afford the accommodation to be there to support them and care for them. So I was able to provide, by the grace of God, somewhere for them to stay, even though I couldn't speak Indonesian. The couple that came to stay with me couldn't speak English, but we managed to communicate, and they were just really grateful.
One way that I've experienced hospitality is through my parents, who for the last couple of years have been cooking for us. In particular, when we moved houses, they actually planned to cook for the whole week for us so that we didn't have to worry about that. And it's just been really impactful for us and it's made us recognize that that we can do the same for people like our friends and family during those times where they're struggling as well. So
Your role this Christmas is to shine the same light that Jesus shone to others. You see, in our first session, we covered wisdom, and we looked at wisdom being this invitation to enter wisdom's house. In session 2, we looked at Jesus Christ himself, Immanuel, God with us. But in this session, session 3, we want to spend our last remaining time looking at how can we benefit others. We want to look at the maximum impact that we could have this Christmas on those around us, because you could be that light. And there's no point hiding it under a bushel. We should be shining it for as many as we can touch. So, this Christmas, Jesus came to earth on Christmas Day to be a light to the world. We celebrate it because it changed everything around us. And now we are tasked to be that light to others. Let's together give the world a Christmas welcome. God bless.